In this series, I'll be covering how you can get a fresh 60 up to speed and ready to roll into Outlands when TBC launches with the least amount of time and effort involved. Naturally, this is aimed at people who haven't got a lot of time to do extensive prep work, have just returned to the game after a long break, people who have just boosted a new character 58 in pre-patch, or of course, those who are new to Classic entirely. I've broken the video into sections for the different methods we're going to cover that provide a few options depending on how much time you have to play, how much gold you have, and if you're interested in PvE or PvP. I've also consolidated all of the items, respective quests, and the drop locations into a spreadsheet with a link in the description, and timestamps are available for you to skip as needed. If you've got any recommendations for gear I've missed, throw a comment down below and help your fellow players out. Without further ado, let's get to it. First up, a quest that you can target for guaranteed rewards. There are 4 trinkets up for grab from quests. One is Horde exclusive and is completed without entering a dungeon. The other 3 are part of quest chains that lead you through Diamol, Sunken Temple, Lower Blackrock Spire, and Upper Blackrock Spire. So we've got the Greatest Race of Hunters. This sees you go and grab a book from Diamol and deliver it. The Green Drake, which is actually part of the Hunter's Charm questline that starts at the Hunter's class trainer. General Drekasif's Demise, or For the Horde depending on your faction, will have you go and slay the last boss of Upper Blackrock Spire. And lastly, the Horde exclusive job opening Guard Captain of Raven Tusk Village, which sees you get the Rune of the Guard Captain trinket. Then we've got the Tyrion Fordring questline, which sees you do a few tasks and head into Strat before completing the final step called In Dreams, which gives you a great neck and it's pretty cool if you're a fan of the lore. The Treasure of Shrendrellar takes you into Diamol and rewards a brilliant helm. And finally, I thought I'd add this here instead of part of the PvP section later in the video, because the requirement is to simply win a game of AV for the quest, and you can be rewarded with a decent range weapon available to both factions. Next up are my recommended dungeons to target for the highest chance of getting worthwhile items. Strathfoam has 10 items up for grabs, Shadowmance has 7, Upper Blackrock Spire has 6, and Diamol Tribute has 3, with Diamol West having 1. Again, because of the previously mentioned quests available in Strat, Shallow, DM, and Upper Blackrock Spire, I recommend doubling up on these instances and quests when possible to save yourself some extra time. Items that are available from easy to pug raids. This of course is subject to each server's population, culture, and your own personal preference, but for the majority, Molten Core, Zul'Gurub, and AQ20 are easily run with pickup groups on a daily basis or easily targeted with pickup group discords for a specific day and time that suits you. Molten Core requires an attunement but is easily completable and soloable for several classes. The plus side to this is that Molten Core has a potential of 17 items that will drop from the raid, with one of those being the Rok'Dalar questline for hunters that nets you a ranged weapon, a 2-hand weapon, and a quiver, taking care of several items at once. In second place is Zul'Gurub. Easily run and has 4 excellent items with the potential for several more decent upgrades depending on the blues that can drop during the raid. A heads up that if you have no intention of completing the Rok'Dalar questline, the epic gun that drops from ZG is worth rolling on for sure. And in last place is AQ20, another easily run raid, but it only provides 1 solid item for hunters. Again, random blues can drop that might be upgrades for you, but overall I'm not entirely sure if it's worth your time unless you are absolutely desperate to get the epic belt drop. Some players may be fortunate enough to return to the game with some gold in their bags, or have helpful guildies and friends that can assist in picking up quick and easy gear from the auction house. There are 10 items that are up for grabs here that of course vary in price due to rarity and respective server prices, and the final decision here rests with you, but my personal recommendation for those who want to pug raids and are able to buy some gear is to grab the Warmonger 2-hand weapon and the Devilsaur gloves and legs to net yourself some easy but essential hit percent, so you can at least contribute to the pug raid damage in some way. And last, but by no means least, is the gear from PvP. With the changes to the honor system coming up in TBC Classic pre-patch, this is likely going to be a popular method of gearing up. Once again, your preference will come into play here and how much time you have to commit to the game. At rank 7, you get blue gloves and boots. Rank 8, blue chest and legs. Rank 10, blue head and shoulders. From this point on, you get epic item upgrades at rank 12 for your gloves, legs, and boots, and then 3 more upgrades for your head, shoulders, and chest at rank 13. And finally, at rank 14, you can grab 2 epic one-handed weapons to dual wield. It's also worth mentioning that you can grab the epic ring, Don Julio's ban, from the AV Exalted rep. You might end up hitting this rep on your way up the ranks if you decide to PvP. As for how long these ranks could take you, it really depends on how much time you have to run BGs each day, and on how long queue times for these games will be once pre-patch hits. Though I think it's safe to say that it's going to be nowhere near as much of a grind as the usual classic rank 14 journey has been. And with that, we've reached the end of the video. Hopefully this has helped identify what is best for you to gear up with the time that you have to play. I'll be covering all classes in this series, so subscribe to see more. Head over to Twitch to drop a follow and catch me live, and of course drop a like on the video, and I hope to see you next time.